now, you know. I want to sting. Just get that video in. After me just have a pack of thing for a show now. How in my Morgan house run, them behavior, and for them believe, and them just want, you know, anger people like we are subhuman, you know. We're not human out here, so. Alright, so the first video we make a show. Video make a show, you know. In a Morgan house now, you know, make a show for them behavior. And them no want nobody talk to them, see? Alright, so just watch it. The first video make a show. Me gonna start it with wait, me gonna start it with some gonna say something, gonna learn something today. Me catch a video, me just see over this right now. But me start it with that video, yeah. Me have to start it with that one, yeah. See? Can just watch a denial there. I want to watch a denial there, right? Watch a denial there. The same them people in the house. You remember anybody right now say anything about the Prime Minister, them run go hold them up, see? But watch the denial. You watch this, watch this.
The citizens of the country, Mr. President,
watch
are
this.
afraid of the government. You embraced a song called Government Badness and Joelness, not me. So you speak to the things you embrace, not me. Not me. I am also aware, Mr. President. No, but the past is just an exaggerated reality. It's not the first. It's not the first. Many who have criticized Mr. Holness have been arrested and publicized on the internet.
Mr. President, on a point of order. On a point of order, Mr. President.
Senator.
On a point of order, Mr. President. On a point of order, Mr. President, the senator is misleading the House, and he must withdraw those allegations. They are on.
You don't man say them mislead the House and for withdraw the allegation. So, Senator Smith, me see when them go for the youth under the bed. The whole world see that too. And him have a liar where me and him just graduate from law school. But the guy, youth, you should turn around and swim. Him, I make you admit on TV, say you're guilty, and the first thing you do is apologize to the Prime Minister. Although them still go charge you. The Prime Minister and to police force. Me never know say, you know, me think them are go fear for the break the law. I quote them okay, you come up front and you are read off a paper. Yeah, it mislead you astray. That guy should have get you should have sue him. You understand? If you have a client and put them in front of TV like a puppet and make them do that, and then shut up about point order, like people are idiot. Let me just go and play this. Them not easy, you know. Them not easy. You understand? Go everybody else see. Hear this.
They are untrue, they are baseless, and they should be withdrawn. They should not remain on the record of this honorable chamber.
Mr. President, today is not the day.
Senator Crawford, look now. You heard what the minister
I heard, Mr. President. And I can guide her to the...
Senator Brown!
I can guide her to the social...
1 minute. Senator Brown. You have a right to dissent, but you do it in order. Senator Crawford, you have made an allegation about the Prime Minister of this country. You're going
not allegation.
Right, or you're going to substantiate it?
No, sir. I made no allegations. I said people who criticize the Prime Minister has been arrested. I did not suggest. No, I'm saying that I direct you to social media. I'll direct you to social media. Where they consistently post.
Senator Crawford. Senator Crawford, 1 minute. Senator Crawford, 1 minute.
Mr. President,
Clear.
what he's saying in any event is still misleading and seeking to imply.
A man you will chat. All the way I see him face. It was a little guy from the must down. Where him come from? Down in a client. That guy that for go to, you know. Me I watch him and him for go to, you know, man. Saying, I talk about what is reality. When you have reality, I could have your twin talk the truth and just stop that foolishness here. You need to stop it. You want to make the youth come and embarrass himself about him apologize and do all kind of thing. You need to stop it. And una police from Sita can't think una need to stop it. So una just put out on the paper now, una wait on the DPP, and you keep on, save them a charge, the man or what have you. And then the nasty paper come and them not quote what the man say. Them, can you have to watch the whole video, you know? You can't take out part and watch it, you know. If him say him get a message, we not talk about the message. So we not push on a nasty agenda. Only thing people are that boy, yeah? We never stop it. A time for you to stop it. Let me go and play this. Can I have some other things you can play? Hear this.
There has been nobody who has been arrested for criticizing the Prime Minister. None. None. None.
All right, I'll move on.
The noted incidents is not the cause of criticizing the Prime Minister. Why the person broke the law, went to court and was prosecuted and
You're being
charged.
unreasonable, Senator. I'm not speaking to a
Alright,
person.
Senator
I made it clear.
Senator Crawford.
Anyone you wish to speak to. Be responsible, man.
I can speak to an individual, Mr. President, who had to come on the social media and apologize.
Senator Crawford, I am not concerned about what is happening in the social media, you know. I am concerned about what is happening here, and you are imputing motive to a member of the House of Parliament.
Mr. President.
You have stood up and said
Mr.
that
President.
anybody, hold on, hear what you said. Anybody that criticizes the Prime Minister is arrested. Is that true?
True.
Mr.
Is that true?
Of course.
Saying that, all right. Mr. President. All right, fine. Mr. President, let's move on. Mr. President. Mr. President.
Sir,
The man are going bad now. Alright. So when you hear them are going bad, that's what me just get. I'm not gonna show you something now. You say you can't play no two way as a front of we, you know, cause we like drop things and like look back on things. Cause when you make the youth take him under in bed and you hear Steve I say, you ever get him man, we get him under in bed, all under in bed when you run go. When you can't find gunman or nothing but when you go under bed, make sure you go for the youth and parade him. Like him is a clown or something. On social media and on TV with a little young face boy about him a liar. Me don't know what kind of lie I study. Him couldn't even study no kind of lie for me. Number one, him couldn't be no liar for me at all, you know. He must feel just go sit down, you know. Because I don't think him even know, he might breast milk and female, him don't know law good yet, you know. Saying, and make the youth incriminate himself. I talk about him apology because me and to the honorable, dishonorable. These politicians are dishonorable. See? And you're free to say it. Them dishonorable. Too much criminality and too much thief and too much nepotism and cronyism and you can't talk. It's not lie. So when I look at the house and I look on enough of the thing them with them go on in there. For sure say them are not decent. Them are angry me like a gang goat, but look what go on in there. Just look. Watch this. So I start from. This is the first one I start from. Right? This is the one I start from first. I could start from here, so no, hold on.
In news from Jamaica, tempers flared in Gordon House on Tuesday as Security Minister Peter Bunting accused the opposition of playing politics with crime. Mr. Bunting criticized the opposition.
So when you hear, I play politics with crime. This is when the shoes up on the other feet too. Right? So I can play both sides of them, you know. Watch this. You know, watch this. Just watch them behavior and everything. Just watch this.
Leader Andrew Holness for using the political platform to mislead Jamaicans about the state of crime and violence in the country. Mr. Bunting said the opposition leader made grave remarks that Jamaicans were more likely to die if the People's National Party is in power. He labeled the comments as unfortunate.
The opposition at a political rally over the weekend made unfortunate and inflammatory statements that are completely out of step with this approach. He is quoted in the media as saying that, quote, if you keep the PNP in power, the truth is that you could lose your life. The truth is that the next murder victim could be you. End quote. Mr. Speaker, this is an unfortunate departure from the standards of public comment on an issue of such grave importance. To further suggest that citizens will be risking their lives in voting against the Jamaica Labour Party is taking the politicization of crime to a new low.
But opposition spokesman on justice, Delroy Chuck, intervened, questioning whether Mr. Bunting could thrash out a political concern on the parliamentary floor.
Chairman, political platform.
Speaker,
with
Speaker,
incorrect.
Speaker, with your Speaker, on a point of order.
What is the point of
Mr.
order?
The point of order. Speaker, may well have good grounds for making what he has to say. But what he has to say is a political statement not fit and proper.
So all I mean is a political statement. Then when I make a political statement, just win it, that means you mislead people astray then. Because him have good ground, and him say if the PMP win, you're dead. Crime, you're more likely dead if you vote for the PMP. So you say it's a good ground, but it's a political statement. That means when I tell people lie. If it's a political statement and a true statement, at that, the opposition does a say a while, you know. That him does say a while, you know. So it's a political statement. That means people want to listen, and them political guy, when them come and make them statement, you have to be careful of them.
For Parliament, make it on a political platform.
See it?
As the leader of the opposition has done on a political platform, but not in Parliament.
So you must make it in a parliament, because parliament is supposed to be a serious thing. Make it on a political platform. So appear chimpanzee and all kind of thing come on a platform so they can full up them head with crap and bulls. You hear what I'm saying? Wanna listen to him? Dissect him word.
The ensuing rancor also saw the intervention of Finance Minister Dr. Peter Phillips, who cautioned that the Security Minister was not doing anything untoward. Mr. Bunting also blasted Mr. Holness for uttering false information about the level of attrition within the police force. According to Bunting, Holness told a JLP rally recently that approximately 800 officers were leaving the force annually. Bunting insisted the figures are wrong and Holness was just intent on lowering the morale of the police force.
I'm at a loss to understand.
Yes, God bless. I'm going to tell you, me personally, we sit down and we dissect everything what them I say. Because I hear them say, if this are the house we pass thing, him say, yeah, Bunting can't talk, you know, but him for make it because a political statement. That mean them political statement where them a make and I give to the people, them is pill. Because yes, a serious place, and I said, no, it shouldn't make it at the house. Anyway, Morgan House, you have to make it back on a political platform. So they might take the whole away for booby and fool. And that him just say, out of him one mouth, you know what, some more of them here. Make go and hear them.
The leader of the opposition would be anxious to fabricate figures that only have the effect, or that can only have the effect of further demoralizing the honorable men and women of the police, who he claims to be so concerned about, when the correct information was readily available from the police themselves. The truth is that so far this year, Mr. Speaker, 316 persons have left the JCF. These figures are published in the weekly force orders.
In response, Mr. Holness said he provided accurate figures. He rubbished arguments that he was instigating low morale in the police force. Instead, Mr. Holness lambasted the government, whom he said played politics back in 2010 when he reached out to them for a second extension of a state of emergency that was only limited to 3 parishes following the West Kingston operation. An incensed Holness called Mr. Bunting rude, bright, and out of order.
I don't just come and take figures glibly. I take my responsibility seriously. Now you better, as Minister of National Security, stop this nonsense of telling people about, well, it is all our responsibility and nationally we must join together. When I was leader of opposition of government business, I came to you, Mr. Bunting, and I, Mr. Speaker, member from Central Manchester, and I sat with you when this nation had the greatest opportunity to bring crime under control. I came to you and I sat with you and I said to you, join us. We have criminals on the retreat. We were uprooting the criminal gangs, and I asked you, please join with us then to extend the state of emergency into St. Catherine, where we would have been able to deal with one of the most dangerous criminal gangs in Jamaica. And you, member from Central Manchester, refused. Had we done that, we would have uprooted the most dangerous criminal gang in Jamaica. And today, Jamaica would have benefited from a safer country. But you played politics then. And you are trying to play politics now. I will not allow you to do it. Jamaica will not allow you to do it. Don't ever come in here and try to
So you see, them as sit down, sit down. Some more showing some other things now, you know. So that's that a one, right? So when they think upon the next week, so I could draw for Warmington now with Lisa, yes, right? I could hear where I'm going with right yes now. Cause want me attack. So I show you for them behavior and for them thing, you know. Nobody must call them name. Down. Watch this.
Match on Tuesday as both sides of the House argued about the government's proposed minimum wage offer. However, things got heated when controversial member of Parliament for St. Catharines Southwest, Errol Warmington, referred to Youth and Culture Minister Lisa Hanna as a Jezebel.
The copy that I got from him, it said, Mr. Speaker, it is indeed a pleasure for me to be afforded. It says a pleasure for me. He said, he said he did not use the word pleasure. Don't ask me first. He said he did not use the word. I shall not say that. Mr. Speaker, he said he did not use the word pleasure. And he said,
Deputy Speaker Mr. told Mr. Warmington to withdraw his comments.
Mr. Warmington,
Mr. Speaker, it really is unfortunate that
you called a member of this House Jezebel. I'm asking that you retract. Mr. Speaker, I withdraw that word, but allow me to read the sentence here. The statement is here, and everybody can read. But they can't say the member mislead the House when the statement is here. Is the minister, is the member wrong?
Sometimes you have to just watch, man. People they tell you just watch and you know.
If this continues, I am going to adjourn the House.
Government member Luther Buchanan described Mr. Warmington as obnoxious.
Mr. Speaker, it is of paramount importance that the member shows respect for the office of the Speaker and for his colleagues and for the hundred halls of this Parliament. To ask Mr. Speaker, that member is rude and obnoxious in this House. And is taken lightly because he is Mr. Speaker, it is
So when them talk about Jamaica now and them now have no manners and them thing there, you know just watch in the Henry Morgan house how them behave. And the disrespect, when them say them do government business, although them not come to about nothing at all. Saying? You understand? And the name calling and all kind of things. Yeah, when them ready, them threaten for all war. Fight, come outside and do all kind of fight and do things. Just watch a thing you know with Everett Warmington, I tell you. When them dip on the other foot, you know, them blast the police too, you know. And when they dip on the next foot, them tell us, oh, respect to the police. But these are what them do, them play them politics out there. And feel say, okay, people not sit down and watch them how them operate. But sit down and watch them can't trick me. None of them can trick me. Watch this. Hear this.
I'm in full support of the resolutions brought here today, but I must express my concern as it relates to the people I represent in Southwest St. Catherine. And I've always maintained and believe that when we have these states of emergencies,
Listen.
we need to have curfews, we cordon off here because it must be driven by intelligence. And if we are having state of emergencies, then we know the reason why we're having it. And at the same time, we know where the trouble spots are, and we know who the troublemakers are. And I believe we need to go back to the days when we have curfews and you cordon off areas. You shut it down from 6 to 6 for an entire week.
So you say them have sense, them know what to do the right thing, but them do the wrong when them ready. Okay, they on the government side same way and yes still them vote for them I vote for and go through. But just listen him. Show say them have sense. I just them want to do the foolishness, you know. That's why I know them. Listen.
Side there, search the area. Then you find the guns. You find those who are making you trouble. So by having roadblocks and checkpoints, to me it's not effective because we all know the criminals know where the checkpoints are. So you lock down an area for a week. The troublemakers or gunmen or gang leaders won't know where you're going next week. So next week you move to another area, you shut it down again, and we get somewhere. That would be effective. My concern is really as it relates to Old Harbour, the subdivision or substation you call it. The issue is if the leaders, the police, the inspectors, the super, those who do the police, do not have the support of the rank and file, you are never going to succeed. When the rank and file have lost confidence in their leadership, you are going to have a problem. And if you look at Old Harbour, my concern is that in 2018,
listen this.
There were 25 murders in Old Harbour and Edvarn. In 2019, it jumped to 35, which represent the highest recorded number ever in the history of that subdivision. In 2018, there were 26 shootings. In 2019, it jumped to 33. Robberies, there were 21 in 2018, went up to 24 in 2019. Including breakings, rapes, aggravated assault, which makes up the other categories of the major crimes in this subdivision. Recorded a total of 105 major crimes in 2018 and 124 in 2019. The only thing that the police in Old Harbour does effectively is to shut down birthday parties and set up.
Hear
and
this.
I don't believe that is what the police was assigned to do in that area. The leadership in that area, we need to look at them to see whether or not they are being effective, whether they are offering proper leadership to the rank and file out in Old Harbour, which they are not doing. So they need to look at the leadership and to see, are they leading their subordinate properly? As I said, the only effective thing they do in that area is to lock down baby parties and set up. I've been to 2 set-up recently and police arrived at 10:15 to lock down set-up. And I made it clear that the set-up now lockdown. They have to lock me up first. They have to lock me up first.
So when you say people now said something, so him come up back to 2019 and come up, right? And you know, remember, him not the ruling party same way. But the reason why I'm at the call against that police at the time in the pirate house are because the police are do something when they like him, them want to transfer me. So where him carry the police name come? And him tell you a film constituency. I might tell the same now lock them have to lock him up. So when somebody else tell police to lock them up, or if we talk to the youth if you not set example. Eh? You see me I talk about people? Because them said something in a law. But when the police come and lock down these things and him dead, they might tell them say you have to lock me up first. Because you're not going to lock it down. You see this? Eh? You see it? Alright. So maybe here.
But it's not done. We're locked down at 10:15. Because you are there to sympathize with your colleagues, your neighbor, who have somebody passed away. You tell me at 10:30 or 10:15, all the police know, the superintendent know to lock down parties and lock down setup. That is not what the police are supposed to be doing. They need to go there to curb crime, to find the gangsters, and leave the parties and the setup alone, particularly set up when people are grieving. And I'm asking that I want us to look at Old Harbour, the leadership in that subdivision, to see whether or not they are being effective, apart from locking on set up and party. We need.
So definitely when I'm come and talk out straight, and the leader him want move from Old Harbour. See? Remember the ruling party same way? See? And him not the house. And him tell the man you want to lock up, come lock me up. You understand? So because see, And next one, you say, no, wait. Let me see that one here before. Can I have to see this? Well, let me see that one here.
Heated exchanges as the Parliamentary Committee looking over the budget reached boiling point last night. Culture Minister Lisa Hanna and the opposition spokesperson Olivia Babs-Grange clashed over the ongoing difference of opinion of the controversy surrounding the proposed Rastafarian heritage site at Pinnacle in St. Catherine. Andre Jebinson was there.
It began on Tuesday when Miss Grange attempted to quiz Miss Hannah about the contentious Pinnacle land at St. Jacob Place in St. Catherine. At the time, the minister advised Miss Grange that the matter was transferred to the land ministry. Robert Pickersgill gave an update yesterday.
We have communicated a willingness and intention to purchase a maximum of 6 lots for the purpose of protecting the heritage value of the site.
That pleased the former culture minister, who said the current PNP administration was reverting to what the former GLP administration had in mind.
The Jamaican National Heritage Trust was the leading entity, and what has been now agreed on is what was the original plan.
Okay.
Now, it just happened to have been under 2 different administrations. Now, that
Mr. Chairman, on a point of order, and I would
Listen now.
point of order, because I think it is important that anything that is spoken in this house, there is fact and there is truth. And it is important that we put the facts on the table, is that the member from St. Catherine has a tendency to give impressions that things were done under her tenure, which were not true.
Ms. Hannah explained that the initiative started during the tenure of former Prime Minister P.J. Patterson and offered to bring the evidence to Gordon House. Ms. Grange countered that the PNP wanted to buy 1 lot while the GLP wanted 6.
it was determined under the Jamaica Labour Party administration. Mr. Chairman, will you ask that member to shut up and allow me to speak?
So if you say shut up and allow me to speak, somebody can answer you back and then you say them rude. You see me I talk about? Let's watch this. This is how them go on in a Henry Morgan house. What they expect people to do. But listen this.
No, but I don't interrupt other people when they're talking. So I should be allowed to speak.
Unfortunately, the member sometimes gets very erratic.
Don't be rude.
And the issue,
Mr. Chairman, he has to withdraw that. He has to withdraw that. She's being rude and pasty.
I know you're holding up to my mother, Maxie, but honestly,
You're too
Mr.
rude,
Chairman,
man.
Mr. Chairman,
You're out of order. Withdraw that.
I know.
Oh, erratic. I have never called her names. I've never said that she's incompetent. I've never said anything uncomplimentary. She must withdraw it.
Even as the chairman, Lloyd B. Smith, attempted to smooth the tension, Ms. Hannah relented, but Ms. Grange was still irked by Ms. Hannah's dig.
You're rude and faced, girl. You're out of order.
Miss Grange, based on what you just said, and based on what the minister said earlier, I think we have to cancel.
So, uno see them behavior and think people are tell us shut up and move and all kind of things, you know. And then you say the public not have this and the public not have that. Nobody not talk to me. Me know the foolishness with them. Let me see that one here. Which one this? Juliet, and this is a late one the other day too. All right, watch this.
For PAC that I wasn't able to respond to the email.
It's an email.
I was flabbergasted when I got out of PAC chairman and realized that the media called you and you rudely indicated that we have an objection to inviting the internal auditors. I was shocked and I was very disappointed because it means I can't trust you as a chairman. When the question was asked, without any of us knowing that you had consulted with the media to say the fact that we didn't respond means
consulted with the media, you know.
And to think the moment it came, we all raised our hands. I went to the Auditor General and I said, I believe we must have the internal auditors here. I went to you and said the same. So I was shocked that behind our as the chairman, you would take us not responding to an email as an indication that we are in objection and we do not support. And you need to stop it, Mr. Chairman, because very often a message is sent to the media which goes to the public that betrays all honesty.
Honesty, but no honesty in them house, yeah. You understand? No honesty in them house. I can go and listen.
And then we are forced to live with it. If you do it again, Mr. Chairman, we are going to insist that only at the meeting, which is what is required, we make our decisions. If we cannot trust you, Mr. Chairman, if you ever do it again, because nothing prevents you, Mr. Chairman, when you realize you have that email, from calling your fellow member of the committee. However, none of us received the call. None of us were asked, how comes you haven't responded? But you had time to go to the media. So when I saw it, Mr. Chairman, I'm sorry I didn't see it on the day. I was pissed.
You know, I take...
Yeah. When they done, all right. So, we are showing you for them kind of behavior. Enough things, enough more things with them. We just, let me see that one here. That one I want to watch. That one here. They're not time for blast. Let me see that one here. Hear that one here.
Our bite of the week this week comes from PNP Senator Katie Knight, who was at a divisional meeting for his party.
Mr. Knight blasted politicians for enriching themselves out of the public purse. Here's our bite of the week.
Other one, man. Hear this.
Them used to drive a little car. Next thing you see them now, foot down the road in some big Benz and thing.
You hear that?
So, where that money come from?
Let me rewind that again. Them say bite after week, but when politicians never tell you, you know, where them used to drive and why them come in politics, we want to know. But them themselves will tell we. So if you just get up the one of them, yeah, use them. See? You watch this.
Now, our bite of the week this week comes from PNP Senator Katie Knight, who was at a divisional meeting for his party.
Mr. Knight blasted politicians for enriching themselves out of the public purse. Here's our bite of the week.
Them used to drive a little car.
Mm-hmm.
Next thing you see them now, foot down the road in some big Benz and thing. So, where that money come from? You have to ask yourself. Yes. I don't understand. How come when he was, or she, when they were working before politics, they could afford this, but now they're gone into politics and in a short time, they can afford that.
On a year, same politician attack,
You
yeah.
have to take a stand. This damn rubbish where politicians believe that taxpayers' money belonging to their bank account or them car truck.
When you hear that?
Stop.
When you hear that? Politician feels that the money belongs to them car chunk or them bank account. That have to stop. Now when you get up the whole of them things, you have to get the whole evidence from them, you know. Yeah? So you have to get the whole things them from them like that. And you saw them behave. You saw them behave in a Henry Morgan house. And you hear for them talking, when them come make some talk, you hear them say it should make on the campaign, on political platform. That mean them take off for idiot. Them out there give people where them want, give them full lamp on. With them booyah thing and them when you come talk. Them want to use the heavy and the twist and go and like live in a China now. And come with them bag of foolishness. Stop listening to politicians and them foolishness. Them do politicking. Them do politicking. You have to go into the real world. See? You have to go into the real world. Right now. Stop. You know, when them have them meet, you never stop go to. So them don't know if you're a voter or not. And when them do, you don't have to go start hold them for certain things. Every member of Parliament, you should make them sign something, you know. I want to send for them. Now them time if them they come sit in with you know and with certain things now work. Now work. Get people among you and vote for them. Them are going the worst. Them are angry like we are subhuman and them worse than an animal. Simple. See the man they make blood, and then you see what them do? Put the thing at the DPP office for them say for charge a man. See me just get something coming in there, but them tell you say everybody talk to the Prime Minister. Well, you know, if you say something, well, them I say no, and I'm not like that make. Man get you and chew them break laws. Even when the youth did attack on the phone. Me not see the time unless you know the time because them there and gate. But they're in a jungle where him there, but them find him quick. Cause me I see me hard gate. So if they hard gate and say me now go in, me live in a truck, up in a truck, where them now come but choose, man might have used some word and said police this and that, them find him quick. If them could have find a gunman so quick, I say, yeah, Jamaica that be better. But them can't do that. If them lock up some people who have dead man in their house so fast, Jamaica that be better. If politicians they get charged for all the criminality and all the criminal police them get charged and kick out of the force, Jamaica that be better. But nothing like that. Who you know and the criminality have to run. And when you try to stop it, them try to snap you out because you try to stop them bread. And like what KD saying right. You know them going in politics like here what them do. Them never have so much money as them do so boom. Them nobody leave till them old and dead. And then put them pitney in there. And put everybody are going in politics now. It's like a dynasty run it. In a Jamaica. See? And them say what you want for hear. All when the truth. Look here. When you're in front of you say that I deep value. And you know, so when you're that I deep value, everything I raise. Everything. The aisle where when the country need more Jamaican to buy the US. To buy the aisle. So automatically you think them are going to raise the mass show up. See? It's simple. You know, you can't go around that. None at all. It use more money for the electricity you pay for because they're going to pay for more money so they pass down by the consumer. And them quoted by the US. So everything need more money. That means if people are baking them things, they're going to pass it on. Bus fare, everything are pass on. You have to take a taxi and you go look for it, and pass it on. You take a truck for go get a gravel and little removal, they're going to pass it on. See, from food, the basic item, it's a pass on. And they might tell us, no new taxes and no one bag of foolishness. And then I come in with a draconian kind of, barbaric kind of Nazism in our country. It can't work. It can't work. And I turn the place in the police with a foolishness. Look how them disrespect and go on in the house. Look how them live. See? And they might say, you know, make sure I clip. This is somebody ask something like them, I idiot. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you, my platform a different thing, you know. Don't be actual. See, if you don't understand something, don't stay on the platform. Because I mean, I know the foolishness. If you have FBI or Kia who are work, if you don't have the past, you don't have the future, or if you think in the future and the future not come yet, what happened to you? That's so dumb. So if no 6 o'clock now, you think about work in the future, you got to think about the past. If you don't have the past, you know, oh, you correct the future. You don't even reach the future yet. You can't even just reach in the future like that. See? Because you live now. So, tomorrow, today the past. A matter of fact, tonight, them time ever 6 o'clock at the past. So you have a quote from the past. If you correct where you're going in the future, if you have sense. Me want to go to school for. See? Don't ask stupid question. That's stupid. You understand? So the man not come tell me about the future. I tell me say, yeah, boop, bop, and you don't live the future yet. You don't live in the future don't reach yet. See? Because where you live now at the present. See? So you are living at the present now, like now. And if half an hour pass, that gone at the past, half an hour. But you have to take what going in the past to correct what come. So that means you set up all wrongs. If you do investigation, can you imagine? If you are a company thing and just type that make it look so stupid. You have gunmen who are killed from 2010, 2005 and thing. So the police must look at the past and look at the future. You see, sometimes don't sit down and write stupidness. You understand? You have to know yourself. Don't write stupidness. So you can say, oh, police, when I look back into the past for? So the murder, where them I look about, what you think in the future it happen? The murder, where them I try to solve it in the past. So don't write stupidness, man. You're educated for, don't sit down and write stupidness. You understand? So them kind of, that's why me deal with people who can understand when we dissect things, them know. See? So the murder, them will go even the girl where them just find our body. See? The time when they find it, if it past 2 hours, gone at the past. The present I know, we just find it. Like come and sit down and talk to me the present by me done, and boy we will have that gone at the past too. Where you think I know the present it there? Are it in the future? You not seeing the future, you live in the present. You live the past, and I live in the present, and I look out for the future. But each time you go cross, you still not catch up the future. Yeah? So Lord, we say, welcome to the future, we know the present. See? So nobody, because everything what you do, you have to take it off for the past. Budget debate, when them tell the budget this, boom bam bam, fiscally, and them tell about what them go on with, and where them a bill up and where them a bill. So the same thing, you get the information from where them go on with, and you know, say, okay, these are the pattern where them are set. People have to explain that too now. You understand? Unless you don't need to go back to school or something. Don't ask stupid question. But me I try to show you now, in the house, this is how them behave. And when you talk, you see when the shoes up on one foot, them talk the next thing. Look at Warmington. Warmington are burn out the police in Henry Morgan house. Because him and the police now take tea. And they still feel you understand? In part of the government. So you burn out the police. You burn out the police. Because the police name should even mention in this. I said, well, boop bap bap. Just call one you could have got talk to one of the minister them boop bap bap and them do wawa. If him not work good well. But then the house that gun that they have no importance. And you hear him a break the rule. He might say, all right, him talk some things don't make sense to him. Say it don't make sense when you do this on curfew and drop this state of emergency, I drop this and that you can use curfew and go in and search and get the gun because state of emergency not really search. You just drop something and drop something and say I keep down something. And so I don't like them I get up and search like that. No. Them just drop something and just did it. And so we spend a bag of money. So them the same right. But you might tell us say one good thing them police I know if you do it to a lack of dance, which is not wrong, you know, lack of dance and this and that. But see it, when someone at them, you might tell the police say you have to go lock me up. Because me now go make this lack of because people are mourn. So them know say people are mourn. Them know say people hurt. But every time them just play hard then. And you use them yeah, and it shows say them know what them are do. It's sure. And I like them not know. Here Chuck say, you know, they pass national security minister having pint, him right, but if you gonna make it on a platform, political platform, so them take a feed that. So when them come with jinx and all kind of things and give up on political platform. You hear him say it straight. This are the house, so the house is serious. Don't, you know, bring it here so. We gotta argue that it's a political pint them a score. Because Andrew say if you voting back the PMP, you know, remember, you know, you vote for your death. I mean, gunman can just kill you and all kind of thing. If you vote for him, remember you sleep with the door open. And that way I see this, me try show now. This is the reality. See if you really come to reality. You understand? This is the reality. Them no good. Them this, them one of them this, everybody, them do all kind of things. But when you talk now, you want to come turn Jamaica in a police state and run up and down like everybody no do whatever. You have to lead by example. Lead by example. Set example. Because you know the place there, set example. You understand? So we just keep it straight. Set example. Because the world are watch same way. When you just know so the world are watch, the world watching. When you lead by example. Now we chat straight. You understand? But there you know. Lonesome. Keep it real. Yeah? Up.